hive cluster is under attack.
For the swarm.
Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, one heck of a long ZVZ sent to me by RJB. Holy smokes, what in the name of all that is unholy is this? Bottom left, we've got a Blue Zerg player. It is soO. And in the top left, Absolute, a Tan Zerg player. I don't know why this is a long ZVZ, but I hope we get to see Defilers and Ultralisks and Lurkers and all sorts of crazy stuff. ZVZ is usually just Lings and Mutalisks, and maybe some Hydralisks, man. And everything is over at 7 minutes. So I don't know why this is a super long macro ZVZ between two professional players, but I am excited to find out, man. I said on a previous cast that long ZVZs are so hard to find. Long PvPs, kind of easy. Long TVTs, easy as well. But a long ZVZ is the unicorn of Brood War matchups. And here we are today. Wow. So, let's go ahead and see what's going on here, right? So, soO is a StarCraft Brood War player who started back in 2010 or so, played at a high level for Brood War for a couple of years, and then went to StarCraft 2 and had a very long, successful StarCraft 2 career. He finished second in Premier tournaments several times, and people are like, come on, soO, you can break through, you can win one, and then he won one like 4 or 5 years ago. So he did win a Premier tournament in StarCraft 2, and then came back to Brood War last year, or maybe 18 months ago, and here he is. And Absolute is an excellent amateur, teamless Zerg player. So we will see what's going on here, man. Wow. So both players extractoring and pooling. Extractor early here from Absolute. soO just waiting a bit. And pool timings look just about the same here. Just a little bit earlier here. So Absolute has one drone. Ah, there we go. So the expansion. There we go. So he wanted to do an expansion a little bit earlier, so he delayed the gas, and he delayed the pool just a little bit. And here we go. First 100 gas into a lair. So lair timing here from Absolute. Way, way, way earlier. So it's going to be a one base Mutalisk opening here from our guy, Absolute. soO, 2 base. Maybe Hydra opening? There are only 2 drones on gas here. So he's not in a hurry to get gas. Metabolic boost. Here from our guy, Absolute. It is, yep, ahead of the metabolic boost here from soO. So here are the Ling Wars. Here's the Ling War stage of this ZVZ. Just slow Ling versus slow Ling, man. Still, there we go. So there we go. Lair coming up at 3 minutes and 11 seconds, but the lair is just about done here from Absolute. We're going to have to do some anti-air here. Maybe it's going to be Spores, maybe it's going to be Hydralisks, but in my experience, the Mutalisk player defeats the Hydralisk player in ZVZ 99 times out of 100, especially at this level. So yeah, Ling Wars here. Equal number of Lings. So micro is very, very important here. And 4 Lings to 5 Lings here. 4 Lings to 5 Lings. It's just so hard to call Ling versus Ling. Even if there are even numbers, one Ling player can come out on top single-handedly, right? Overwhelmingly. And it's just micro here. So both players have speedlings. Spire is halfway done. So 1 base Mutalisk play here. And there we go, walling off with Lings. This is the only matchup where you're going to see Lings walling off the top of a ramp. Alright, so I guess Aspire. So what's your anti-air solution here, soO? Evolution Chamber. Okay, so it's going to be Spores protecting these drones. Until we can get Scourge out. Until we can get his own Mutalisks out here. Look at this micro. From Absolute. Just playing keep away. There we go. He sees the creep colony. He's like, okay. So your Spire is not quite done yet. And look, Overlord, look, 3 Mutalisks. Because there were 3 larvae available as soon as that Spire popped. Macro hatch inside the main base here. So it's 2 base to 1 base. But the Mutalisks of Absolute are earlier. So let's see what damage we can get done here. I guess we can maybe take down this evolution chamber. If you want, I guess take down the Evo and prevent more spores from coming up. No? Okay, fair enough. So again, 1 base. 1 base Zerg. Again, this is the only time you'll see 1 base lair Zerg is ZVZ. So 2 spores in the main here from soO. 1 spore in the natural. And continuing to pump Mutalisks off of this 1 hatchery. Again, 2nd hatchery, macro hatch on the way here. This Mutalisk says, get away, Zergs. Get away, Lings. 2 Scourge to kill an Overlord. Supply blocking. Both players are supply blocked now. But yeah, Absolute at 25 available supply and 18 available here from soO. Another creep. Starting to make his own Mutalisks now. Alright, kids. This is going to be interesting. Muta versus Muta. Scourge versus Scourge. Whack. Alright, whack, whack, whack. So we've got 2 Mutalisks versus 6 Mutalisks. But hey, spores can't even the odds here. Drone down. And look, it's not 6 Mutalisks, it's 8 Mutalisks. Drone down, drones on gas, being killed by this stack. But again, it's 2 base here. 14 to 9 is the drone count here. Pulling the drones off of minerals because even if there's a spore here, there is nothing to protect them, there you go, from this stack of Mutalisks. There we go, another drone down. 15 to 13 now. Absolute is catching up. He's droning. He's droning. He knows this is a 2 base, but it's 16 to 14 workers. No economic advantage at this point, man. That is not oversaturation on 1 base. But I think while you're putting the pressure on, maybe we can expand Absolute? Alright, so maybe Lings and Mutalisks here. Lings hoping to take down the spores, maybe. This is just 450 APM versus 389 APM of Mutalisk control, Zergling control, and Micro. Both players still pumping out the Mutalisks. And yeah, at this point, most ZVZs are done. But look, we're still going on here. Who's the first person to get a hive, I wonder? Because, man, hitting an enemy flock of Mutalisks with a plague is game-winning material. But again, it's so hard to get to hive in this matchup. The resources that you need to make a hive could be spent on Mutalisks, and if you don't have enough Mutas versus other Mutalisks, you just simply die. No upgrades. No upgrades either. From soO or Absolute, just 0-0 Mutalisks, Scourge, and still not taking a 2nd base here is Absolute, man. What is your plan? Is this a winning strategy? 1 base to 2 base? You're going to mine out here? And then there will still be minerals here from our guy, soO. And he who resources most wins the game, especially in a mirror matchup. Yeah, so no Sunkens either. No static defense except for spores. And finally at 9 minutes... Oh, even longer than 9 minutes. 9:13, 9:14, 9:15, 9:16. Wow, so this is a super, super late 2nd. He decides that he cannot kill soO. But we will see. We'll see if that natural base gets canceled. A full stack of Mutalisks. All right, so there we go. Micro on the river here, man. Good golly, I don't even... Yep, so Mutalisks. Ooh, nice connection there here from soO's Scourge. I did... This is absolutely insane. Lings into the main base here, taking down drones, not canceling the natural base. Oh, nice connection there again from soO's Scourge. From 12 mutas down to 7. And now 10 drones remain. Just 10. Wow. So I guess making up for lost time here. We make a lot of drones here. And Ling's into the main base as well, hoping to pick off some drones of his own. There we go. Drone down. Never mind. I guess we are excellent defense there from these drones. No drones down. Just Lings being killed there. Yo. What an incredible micro display here from the ZVZ. Almost took down the Spire there. 50%. Excellent. We've got Mutalisks on the way here from soO, droning up. Here is Absolute. 19 to 17 here in favor of soO. Just a 34 to 43 supply here from soO. And again, no upgrades for these Mutalisks from either player, man. ZVZ. So dumb. So dumb. Slow overlords, speedlings, Mutalisks with no upgrades. We've got ourselves Scourge flying around. And again, 400 plus APM here. If you let your attention wander just a little bit, you can lose all of your Mutalisks and all of your Scourge, and then bam, you're dead. Again, this is why ZVZ is a knife fight in a phone booth, as most people describe it, because just, again, concentration is so important here. Oh, look, 2 overlords down. Supply blocking Absolute. 43 available supply. And look, taking out drones, taking out some more drones, taking out drones. There we go. The worker lead is being dwindled here, and it's gone. We've got 19 drones for soO, 18 here from Absolute. Third base on the way. A third base in a ZVZ. This is bonkers. A macro hatch here from soO inside his main base. He's like, all right, fair enough. You have a macro hatch. Maybe I need a macro hatch. Lings running free and unimpeded into the main mineral line of soO. Drones pulling out. And the Mutalisks show up. And hey, look, all the Lings are dead. Okay, so a little bit of lost mining time, but no lost drone here. Oh, finally, a +1 flyer carapacer from soO. Good enough. I was wondering who'd be the first person to upgrade. And yeah, just a Scourge. And Mutalisks. Scourge and Mutas. Just ridiculous. Ridiculous stuff here. No speed, because speed does not help you get away from Mutalisks. They are so fast. Doesn't help them at all. And then Absolute starts his own +1 flyer carapace. This is bonkers, man. Still, well within the realm of normal ZVZs. But we are not done yet, folks. I want to see a hive. I need to see a hive. I feel like it's been years since I've cast a ZVZ with a hive in it. No, I lied. I did have a ZVZ that had hive in it. Oh, when was this? Maybe 3 or 4 months ago. That was a fun one. If you want a link to that, let me know. I'll give you a link to it if you ask me in the comments, or maybe I'll pin it to the comments if you want to see that one. If you're a ZVZ fan and you're like, man, it's so rare to get a hive level ZVZ. Not that we're getting one here. Like, I have not seen a hive. It's 68 to 74 overall supply. Absolute is, okay, we're tied up now. 74 to 74. Both players have 25 workers. I felt like maybe soO would be able to get a better advantage in economy, considering he went for the hatch way before Absolute did, but Absolute's fine, right? He's even in workers. He's even in army supply. He's got more army supply, actually, than soO does here. More mutas, more drones. We are just working on getting over 100 supply in a ZVZ, which is definitely pretty weird stuff. Not stuff we normally get. So yeah, happy Saturday. Hit that like button, man. Subscribe if you're enjoying this content. I'm trying to get to 69,000 subs. So, you know, the more people we can get to sub to the channel, the easier it's going to be. I want to say I'm like 250 people away from getting that goal, which is pretty awesome. Pretty happy about that one. Yeah, Ling's around, Muta's around. soO's Carapace upgrade is going to finish first, so I don't think Absolute can go for a Carapace upgrade timing or anything. His own third base pops up, again, later than the third base of soO. Ling gets around. He's like, are you going for a hive, man? Can I just look? Okay, cool. You don't have a hive. Awesome. I'll just get some shots off on your spire and call it a day. I think my favorite ZVZ of all time is probably SC2 Pro versus Gambler. It was a ZVZ that had a ton of things like Ultras and Defilers and Lurkers all over the place. It was nuts. And then there's another good one, Lenok versus Castro, where we ended up getting into Devourers and Defilers, and we were plaguing Muta groups and acid sporing Muta groups with Defilers, and it was freaking awesome. Like, I remember all the best ZVZs I've ever cast because they're so rare. Yeah, both players working on a +2 flyer Carapace makes a lot of sense. Mutas do low amounts of bouncy damage, and every Carapace upgrade increases the protection from said bouncy damage because it's little. Ling gets in, tries to kill a drone. No, say the Mutas. Chase it back out. Yeah, so both players are just macroing. They're trying to sneak in drones. Please, Queen's Nest. One of you two. Queen's Nest me. Do it now. I like this. Ling's check, Ling's check, Ling checks. Make sure there's not a ninja coming in anywhere. That's a weird time to push out. It's not like his upgrade just finished. He's just poking, just prodding. This is going to turn into like a giant Muta versus Muta engagement for the ages. I don't even know who's going to win this thing. It's even, although look at that, 137 to 109 supply. soO. He's up in worker count. That third base coming in faster seems to have immensely helped him in economy. Yeah, 140 supply in a ZVZ is not something we see very much. Not even close. I don't know, man. I don't know if we're going to get a hive today. I was so excited for hive tech. But these two guys seem entirely dedicated to remaining on lair for the rest of their lives. Like, who goes for hive tech in ZVZ? They ask each other before they go to bed every night. And they're like, I don't know, man. Stupid people like us. Come on. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, you two. Do it. Do it for ire. I mean, for the swarm. Fourth base coming in from soO. Fourth base coming in from Absolute. Ling checks it. Man, wouldn't it be cooler if this was a crackling? Wouldn't this be so much cooler if this was a crackling instead of a 0-0 speed Ling? Ay, caramba. Absolutely ay, caramba level stuff here. So both players have a +2 flyer Carapace, which is as far as they can go with Carapace upgrades because you need a hive to get +3. Maybe they want to go for an attack upgrade now. What's soO thinking about? soO could go for a +1 flyer. A +1 flyer attack. Give him an advantage, but no. More Mutas. More Zerglings. 170 supply. He might choose to engage here. He just might do it. Is he going in? Is he going for it? Leroy Jenkins! Scourge on everything. Mutas for the win. I don't know who's going to win this. Look at these Scourge flying in from Absolute. Ling's attacking stuff. I get they're trying to accept bounces that would otherwise go to the Mutalisks. Zerglings are trying to absorb Glaveworm attacks that would otherwise go to their Mutas. Lings get in there, take several drones down. It's 37 to 22 workers. It's a massive victory here. Absolute has a bigger army, obviously, but the economy of soO is so much better right now. Muta's going down. A supply box is going to be hard to come by just because there are so many deaths from that previous engage, Muta's defending. Yeah, army value significantly bigger here from Absolute. They've got similar upgrades. The +2 Carapace, no attack. He's working on a flyer attack now. And now Absolute with the counter attack. Queen's Nest. Holy schcannoli, folks. We get a Queen's Nest here at 20 minutes and 1 second. It's on the way. It's on the way from soO. Can he make use of it? It's just, you're fighting so hard. You're fighting so hard to get it up enough economy and enough defense to stay alive that sneaking some income out to get into Hive Tech is, it's tough. It's tough. Is what it is. More spores are on the way from soO. I think because he recognizes he's going to try to sneak out. Going to try to sneak out some Hive Tech, and he can't keep Mutalisks coming as fast. Oh, Ling attack. There we go. Coupled. Every drone on gas dies. The Lings willingly sacrifice themselves for that. Lings coming up to the 4th base. Man, if these were cracklings, it'd be so much better. And soO's like, I know. What if I go for a hive? No, he's not doing it. Okay, and the damage on this 4th hive is pretty good. It's down to about 60, 55% health. So yeah, damage, yes, 35 to 35 workers. Absolute is caught up in worker count, but now he's down in army value just a tiny, tiny bit. There's the hive. We got a hive, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get ready to rumble. Okay, this is what I've been waiting for. Waiting for it desperately. We need some plague. Dark Swarm would be insanely good against these mutas. Kind of bad against the Lings, obviously, but yeah, plague on the Mutaflock is almost an instant win kind of a thing. And yes, you'd think you'd see it more often if it was an instant win kind of a thing, but it's so hard to get to hive. Because again, if you skip 5 or 6 Mutalisks because you want to make a Queen's Nest and you want to make a hive and you want to get a Filer Mound, sometimes your enemy just shows up and kills you first. And then you die and you're the saddest of pandas. But that's not happening here for soO, right? He's able to stay up in army value and tech into hive. That's how ahead he is right now. Absolute's getting a hive too. Let's rock. Okay, both players working on hive. Oh man, I was worried. I was worried this game was going to be non-stop Mutalisks and Scourge forever. And I was like, okay, but we've seen this. This is just a longer version of what we've seen in every ZVZ in the last 25 years. Nope. This is different. This is where we're getting into the unique territory. Bottom right base coming in on Radeon. Here from our guys, soO. Quick plug while I gotcha. Go ahead and feel free to support me on Patreon. Patreon.com/Falcon Paladin. For as little as $1 a month, you can support the channel. Helps because I'm unemployed these days and I am a full-time streamer. I have a Restream has been keeping track of that for me, and I stream about 35 hours a week. It's a lot. It's a lot of streaming. So check it out. Patreon.com/Falcon Paladin. 99% of your donation goes to me every month. Tiers start at $1 a month. That's it. I'm going to be honest. If every one of you guys became a patron of mine at $1 a month, everyone who's watching this, I would be cool. I'd be good to go. I would be able to support the family without worrying. I'd be able to, you know, not have to look at the budget, kind of deciding what we need to cut every month in order to make this thing work. So thanks all. You're the best. If you're already supporting me, you're awesome. Greater Spire coming in from both players. Devours, like I said, the debuff is crazy good here too. Increasing the damage done to these Mutalisks with the Acid Spore debuff. Also slowing the attack of the things that are Acid Spore debuffed too. It does 2 things. And the Acid Spore attack does damage on its own. Like, Devourers are pretty good. In conjunction with other stuff, right? They are spellcasters. They are support units. By themselves, they're kind of meh. But when they've got the assistance of other stuff, yeah. Dude, Crackling Upgrade coming in from Absolute. Oh. No, he got it. Okay, so I was going to say, you didn't skip that. Did you? No? Great. Definitely not. Both players have Cracklings. Both players have Cracklings with 0 upgrades. So they're still dying fast. Oh, never mind. There's a +1 attack from Absolute. Dude, he's got an upgrade advantage. And he's working on a +2. Okay, Muta engage. Absolute has better upgrades on his Mutas And on... Okay, fine. Engagement of the century here. Devours, debuffing the Mutalisks of Absolute. He's got to run for it. He cannot accept that. Scourge connections on the Devours, taking one of them out. The Mutas try to come from the right side. Muta's trying to Mutabomb. Is that friendly fire splash? Ah, I think his own guys are catching acid spores. I don't even know what's happening right now. Sure, man, Devourer's doing everything they can. It's 112 to 120 supply. Absolute is up. Somehow he manages, despite having a ton of grape jelly splashed all over his Mutas, he wins anyway. He's up 125 to 104 supply. I'm sure soO's like, wait, what just happened here? +1 Cracklings are rolling on into his third base. No, they're not getting it done. Not against Mutalisks and Sunkens here. More Devourers on the way. Cracklings trying to get into the natural. They've been trying to do this for a while, but I really feel like Absolute's done a good job of keeping these Lings of soO's at bay. More Acid Spore dudes here. 8 Acid Spores means you're taking 8 extra damage per attack. It's huge. Is what it is. It's a massive debuff. It lasts for a while, but it does fall off eventually. Ling's trying to roll in. Oh, they got the 4th base. What? I guess it was already injured. This base is sufficiently defended. Lings get into the main base. They get cleared out too. 131 to 116 supply. Absolute is up. It is entirely in army value. His army is way bigger than soO's, but the economy, 57 to 43 workers in favor of soO, is way better too. So it's economy for army value right now in favor of soO. Upgrades are also, I'm pretty sure, still better here from Absolute. The 2-1 versus the 2-0 on the Mutalisks, and the Lings being at +1 attack with a +2 finishing up fairly shortly, but the +1 is now done from soO. So holy Hannah. Devourer stuff, awesome. Nobody seems to be going into Defiler. Everybody seems to be interested in the Devourer tech alone, which is fine, I guess. There we go. Acid Spore does fall off this giant Mutaflock belonging to Absolute. Coming down the left side, Cracklings with the beautiful +1 attack, +2 finishing up. Now done. It is done. Absolute working on a +3 flyer carapace, and soO trying to keep up in the arms race is getting a +1 flyer attack. Again, he's behind on that. Absolute on the counter attack. What a game here. He's got the upgrade advantage on these Lings, but the Mutas can clear him out. Like, do I want to... He doesn't bring any of his Devourers. He doesn't have any of his Devourers coming into this party. Which means, I don't know if they want to engage. This is the most Mutalisks you're going to see in a game probably ever. This is Lenok versus Castro. This is Devourers and Mutalisks all the livelong day, except that we got Plague in that game, which, again, was highly effective, but nobody seems interested in going for it here. This base getting hit by a +1 Crackling. Again, damage early can turn into extra damage later. Lings rolling into the natural, into the third, catching a transferring drone here, but defending Lings... defending with the Mutas, and yeah, it's hard to get Ling run-bys in on a good Zerg player. It's just tricky, is what it is. I mean, sure, sometimes your hatch dies, but for the most part, not a lot has gotten done here. 7 Devourers at a time. Finally, Absolute decides, fine, I'll get some of the big alien purpley boys. I mean, they're not aliens to him, because he's a Zerg, obviously, but you know what I'm talking about. So still the 2-0 on the upgrades. Upgrades for flyers take forever. It's going to be a +3, +1 soon. Here from Absolute, a +2 ground attack. Melee attack is on the way from soO. Going to be a minute before we get there. This thing, yeah, this hatchery is canceled. Cracklings on your just thrown down hatchery. Bad times. Generally, really bad. Oh, never mind. Consume is on the way from Absolute. He did get a Defiler mound. Where did he build that thing? Oh, way up here. He's hiding it under Overlords. I kind of love that from him. So he's getting Consume. Dark Swarm against enemy Mutalisks is insanely good. Right, you Dark Swarm an enemy base. Get in there with your Lings. The Mutas can't clear you out. Lings have to do it. The space is also dead. Yeah, soO trying to expand over here. It's not going well for him. It reminds me when I play 3v3 StarCraft and I try to get a third base sometimes, and it doesn't go well. Nidus absolutely obliterated in just 2 seconds flat there. Into the natural base we go with these Cracklings. They've got numbers. They don't have upgrades, but they've got numbers. Drone's getting target fired here. Ling's responding, getting dealt with immediately. Drone, down. 63 to 54 workers in favor of soO. Cracklings into the 4th base of soO. And generally getting held back. Again, Sunken plus Muta is enough. That Sunken does survive with all of 8 hit points to it. My golly. Impressive Sunken display there. Plague's on the way from Absolute. He's trying to go for some of that PLAGUEOO action. We'll see if he can get it done or not. 190 to 182 supply. Yeah, for a ZVZ, this is out there. This is definitely out there. There we go. Responding Lings take care of that. I was like, are these Lings going to kill this whole base? No. Lings came in from the bottom right to shut it down. Sunken's helping a lot there, too. 58 to 52 workers. soO's got the better economy. Barely. This left side base is coming up. This right side base is coming up. Both players expanding to their own 6th bases. 6 versus 6 base ZVZ, folks. Metasynaptic nodes on the way from Absolute. He's got Plague. He's got Consume. He just needs a Defiler to get close enough to this Mutaflock to plague it, and then we are in business if we're Absolute. An appropriate swell into the Zerg track here. The music always hits in this position. A lot of Zerg music is atmospheric. This is no different, but it feels Zergy. I don't know how to explain it. That hatch is canceled or killed. Killed. No drone came out of that. This base is not happening either. Lings running in. Sunken down, but will be defended nevertheless. Here we go. Big Devour versus Devour. Acid Spore versus Acid Spore engagement. Sure, why not? This is what's happening right now. Abject Chaos on the screen. I know I use that sometimes, and it's not quite Abject Chaos, but this is Abject Chaos. Mutas, I'm not even sure if they're targeting necessarily due to the cracklings are causing so many problems. Enemy Greater Spire getting targeted as well. They get cleaned out of the natural base. soO's got to retreat from the position. The Defiler, did it get a plague off? I don't think it got a plague off. I don't see any indication that a plague happened. Defiler doesn't have enough energy to do anything, which indicates to me maybe he got a plague off, question mark? I don't know, man. Coming back into the 3rd base, cracklings are trying to shut this thing down. Muta's jumping on it too. And Muta's on the defense. Everybody's acid spored up to the hilt right now. Ling's on the counterattack into this top right-hand corner. Dude, if he can't hold this, he's in a lot of trouble. Spores doing extra damage against acid spored Mutalisk. Dude, that Nidus needs to get killed. Yeah, if you're going to take this... No, you let these Lings go to town on these drones. Oh, no. Worker count is sub 30 for Absolute right now. He might lose this hatch as well. Lings running into the natural base. That Nidus getting killed would be huge. They decide to instead, kind of just get overwhelmed by reinforcing dudes and kind of get distracted over that way. Lings getting handled in this position, sure, but it's 126 to 118 supply. 53 to 28 workers in favor of soO. Spawning pool getting sniped would be a big friggin' deal. No. Okay, great. New Spire coming into the top right. A little bit harder to get to. I don't know if that's even true at this point. Ling versus Ling. We got a +3 attack on Absolute's Lings. Holy smokes. soO's Lings are at a +2 attack, so upgrade advantage here from Absolute, which is not always all that matters, is it? No, it isn't. Okay, consume, Dark Swarm. Maybe a play. He does! He plagues the Mutas! And then he Dark Swarms. And then he tries to get his own Lings in there. Tries to win the Ling battle, but no! He doesn't win the Ling battle. 10 Mutalisks in production from Absolute. 124 to 125 supply. Top right stuff is bleeding, but it's alive. Same thing for the bottom right stuff. Bleeding, but alive. Left side base. This is huge for soO. That's an advantage for him. Absolute doesn't have the corresponding base on the other side of the map. Lings get in here. Dark Swarm lasts a while. If they can win the battle inside the... They do. They win the battle inside the Dark Swarm. Then it wears off, and then the Lings all die. For a second, they were kings of the court. For a second, they were ready for it, man. Finally, working on his own flyer attack here. No, a +2 flyer attack is soO. He gets it. He gets a +2 flyer attack compared to the +1 flyer attack of Absolute. However, he's only got +2 flyer carapace, and Absolute has +3 flyer carapace. All right, Muta's coming in on the 6th base of soO, which again is the advantage, is the income advantage. That belongs to soO here. Is there a Defiler coming in here anywhere from Absolute? No, I don't think so. It's just Muta versus Muta for all time. Devours hitting enemy Mutalisks. How do you even practice this? How do you practice Muta versus Muta engagements? Absolute wins it. Can tell you that much. Way more tan here than blue. Ling's running in. Get the Nidus. You gotta kill the Nidus, guys. And he can't kill the Nidus. Great down here. Absolute is still winning. It's 123 to 84 supply. soO is on the full retreat right now, killing enemy Devourers with your own Devourers and your own Mutalisks. Yeah. This is insanity. soO's hatchery is going to go down. He's down 132 to 86 supply. soO has a better economy, but the army is definitely belonging right now to Absolute. This is Sparta, is what this is right now. I can't even. 134 to 84 supply. Absolute is up. He kills the 6th base. He doesn't have his own 6th base. He just kind of evened the score economically here. In production, more Devourers here from soO. He's trying to get his army up, but he's down big time. That engagement went so well for Absolute. The +3 Flyer Carapace, man, for the win here. Oh, man. This is insane. This is, I think that's it. I think Absolute has done it. He's up 50 supply. Like, again, some kind of insane plague might actually get it done here for soO, but he doesn't have the Defiler mount. He doesn't have the tech. Absolute does. Not that he's using it very much. Oh, still trying to send... Oh, there we go. Catching a plague on some... Ooh, a couple of Devourers catch a plague too. That's big. That is big time plague action there. Look at that HP. Dropping, and dropping some more. Yeah, 50 supply advantage. I just don't see where soO comes back from this. He's trying to Ling counterattack. Man after my own heart. If you're struggling, Ling counterattack. Try to even it up on the other side. Here is a commitment from Absolute. Down into this bottom right-hand corner. soO trying to win this battle at the top right. Kind of absolutely does. Haha. But also the win down here into the bottom right is Absolute's without a doubt. Ling's popping out of that Nidus. Dude, again. Focusing on that Nidus would have been huge. soO taps out in 37 minutes and 35 seconds of absolutely insane. Insane showing there from Absolute. Gets the win. Gets the superior upgrades, gets the better attack angle. There's probably some significantly better micro in there. But like I said, when do you ever practice this? When do you practice big Muta versus Muta Devourer battles? I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe this in-house practice team stuff they do. But it comes up once every 87 years that this happens at this level, man. 350, 327 supply. He's just pretty happy with acid spores on him. He didn't seem that worried about it. A lot of the time, he had his own Devourers, throwing it down at the same time. Oh, he opens one base Muta, comes back, wins it in the end in 37 minutes, just thanks to some really good plagues. A couple of those helped. But he just seemed to win the engagements, the big ones, that soO was committing to. Every time soO committed to a big attack, it seemed like Absolute was like, all right, I'm down. Let's go. Let's do this thing. Oh, ridiculous. Just an absolutely ridiculous showing there. That was so good. What a great ZVZ. I would have loved some Ultras, but you can't get greedy in these situations. Mutas and Devourers alone are just like, all right, that's fun. That's what we like to see. And then for Absolute to pull out the win when he was down in economy, down in army value, down in base count for most of this game, just winning the engagements when it mattered is so good. Absolute crushing it. I'd love to see him qualify for an ASL one day. Seems like he has the quality. 307 to 283,000 points in favor of Absolute. Both players produced similar numbers. soO did outproduce Absolute here, but got out-killed by a much bigger number. Look at that. Structures raised, 20 to 12. Is that what color this is in the... Dude, tan is like purple in the score screen color. That's very strange. And then look at this. soO with the outspend in a mirror matchup of 10,000 resources. 11,000 resources, almost. Wow. For Absolute to win anyway is just insane. Like, ridiculously, crazily insane. Oh. All right. Well, I mean, that's what we're talking about, man. Thanks, RJB, for the replay. That was a truly, truly great showing. If you love ZVZ, I hope you loved that game, and that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for hanging out, and you take care of yourself.